All right. It is time for another episode of Diamond in the Rough. Here is our hero. He's in the red. He's in the bottom right of Death Aura. It's Ruff. Now, what's really cool is he's playing Ryza. Up here in the top left-hand side, in the blue, it is Ryza. Now, Ryza, I believe, has maybe made it to 6k MMR once. Has definitely made it to very high GM at one point. Ryza really got a lot better through 2018 and 2019. I think 2019 was the year we did most of his improving. So he's a very good Protoss player. And to be real, I would imagine even at his lower points of MMR and Ruff's higher points, I think he'd still have at least a 100 or 200 MMR advantage. So on average, I'd say he's about 400 or 500 MMR higher than Ruff. That's a big gap. And that's why I'm very curious to see this game, because let's be real, there's a very high chance it's a win if it's in Ruff's replay. Like he's been improving, including some losses and making sure he saves some losses for me. I've been kind of harping on about that to him. I'm like, dude, even when you have a close loss, like, send it to me if it's a fun game. We gotta keep the hype going. But no matter what, even a close game versus Ryza would kind of surprise me, because Ryza's, like I said, really good. And Ruff, you're going for a 1-rack 6 old school. It's gonna go. It's actually a little late on that SCV, but there we go. Marine coming out. Orbital will start up. It's Nexus, so Gate Nexus into the Cybercore there for Ryza. Probe's going to head home. And Ruff there going to start a second depot for the Wolf. Now that's interesting. Straight into gas and a second depot. So he's going to keep building Marines off just, no add-on because he doesn't have gas. But he's not rushing into like a second or a third barracks or anything. He wants to get the bunker. Okay. Remember that Ruff doesn't like to scout early very much, so he's just going to get safety bunker, get a few Marines out. But I wonder, a lot of players would play like 3 racks from here. Ruff is a tech boy, though. Ruff likes upgrades, he likes fancy units, he likes run-bys, he likes harassment. So I think he's just going to take a really quick third gas as well, go straight up factory starport. And I wonder what he'll do from there. Barracks, of course, after a few Marines are out and in the bunker, can use that. He's just checking for battery void ray proxy with his Marines, gets them in the bunker. He's got 3 workers on each of these gases now. Meanwhile, up here in the top left, Twilight Council goes down for Ryza. So it looks like a pretty standard blink opening for Ryza. Kind of surprised he's not like doing something crazy like taking a quick third after seeing that it was a gasless expand. It's such a quick expo from Ruff. I would be tempted to be a very greedy boy, but I think Ryze is just going to go, we just get blink, get control. Adept will poke around, have a bit of a scout, check there's no funny business. Oh, whoa. Yeah, there's 4 Marines in that, buddy. That Adept standing right next to a bunker with 4 Marines, that's incredibly dangerous. Those could unload when you're not looking and kill you in like 2 seconds. So Ryze, what is he? Huh? Oh, he's trying to throw the shade really deep, I think. Interesting. Behind this, yeah, it is indeed blink on the way. Widowmine starting up and 2 factories. And 2 tech labs, both being built by the barracks. Nicely done. 3rd and 4th gas. Yeah, as I thought, going down really quick. I'm like, dude, this is like the most mineral heavy income that Ruff's ever had. And he's like, quick, I need 4 gases. He's like, like Ruff, I don't think Ruff has ever built a 3rd command center before taking both gases. To be fair, I don't know if Ruff's ever built a 3rd command center before the 10-minute mark. He is one of the slowest to take a 3rd base players of all time. He is a 1 and 2 base connoisseur. He loves that shit. Armory is almost finished. I think he's going to go drilling claws. He's going to build a tank, a mine. No real harassment that can come out of Ruff. That's the big worry if you're a Ruff fan here. How are you going to ever slow down your opponent? I mean, there's a 3rd Nexus on the way. It's pretty damn quick at 4 minutes. Blink's going to be done. And what are you going to... I mean, you could push with tanks and mines, but like Stalkers, potentially Charge Zealots, easy hold. So I feel like Ruff is kind of forced to camp here for a while. And I wonder what the transition is, because if you're not able to do something to slow down the Protoss, feels like they have a lot of freedom. And actually, he's got a Thor. Is that to defend a warp prism? Like Phoenix if they come out? I don't know. I think he's like, yeah, we just got to build a few Thors because they shoot up and shoot down and we don't actually know what's happening on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, though, Ryza getting shield batteries, gateways, Forge is probing up. I mean, Ryza is definitely building a good economy. Upgrades, getting a good mix of things, and it's Can it just transfer probes over to that third? So Ryzer's getting great map control. Hallucination sees 2 factories. Does get shut down by the Widow Mine, but that's no big deal. Observers are coming over. And there's a few turrets, but they're not completely blocking warp prisms either. And that first starport going to go down. Ship weapons on the way. Okay, it's just going to be battlecruiser. So he's just going to go a couple Thors and then maybe some more tanks just for safety. And he's just going to start building battlecruisers and creep to a third, creep to a fourth, and just use BC harass. It's not bad versus Blinkstalkers. If they don't have Stargates to get Tempests out, Battlecruiser is just an annoying harassment unit, especially if you've got, you know, a good use of them whenever the Stalkers are on your side of the map, teleport them in a mineral line. Rises up on 3 bases, Stalkers posturing at the front. But it's going to be a real slow build up from Ruff here, who unfortunately hits a little bit of another supply block. That's slowing down his build up. You can see his SCVs aren't fully saturated. He's adding that infrastructure. He's going to start... No. Is he doing a double medevac Thor drop? Oh, he's going to do a Widow Mine drop. Okay, so his first harassment will be a few Widow Mines. All right. That observer there. Oh, please do your Thor trick. You guys remember the Thor trick? We saw him do this once on Eternal Empire. If he sees where the observer blur is, Ruff will lift his barracks, float it onto it, and then shoot the barracks with his Thors. And that will hit the observer with the splash damage without actually having to use detection. But it looks like he's just going to build an observer for now. Oh, very cute. Riser says, screw that. Let's kill that turret. Now, Riser has not got a 4th base. He's just camping on 3 bases for now. I think he's very worried about the attack that he sees coming. He thinks you're on 2 base, you have to do an attack. But I think against Ruff, the normal rules aren't there. Because even though Ruff's only on 2 base, I think people get in this simplistic analysis where they look at the situation and they're like, well, you're only on 2 base, I'm on 3, therefore I'm winning. You got to remember, he's on 2 base, but he is upgrading pretty hard. He's going to keep upgrading those attack upgrades, and he's going for the craziest spread of tech you've ever seen. Multiple factories building the best defensive unit in the game, tanks. You've got a great flexible fighter in the Thor. You've got the ultimate harassment, hard to deal with unit that usually needs specific units to deal with it in the battlecruiser. So he's got Drilling Claw Widow Mines as well. So he's actually got this amazing setup, and oh, if he can get damage the probes, oh my god, that's a lot of probes going down. 9 workers, 2 more Widow Mines there. Oh my god, a total of 14 kills. That was beautiful. And all the Stalkers are on the wrong side of the map. He's got to pull those home. He's trying to warp in Stalkers to deal with this and kind of rally units. But look at that. 3, 4 Widow Mines saved. They're all alive in the back of that. And Riser here is trying to... I think he's worried about what's coming next. He is rebuilding his probes, but hasn't got the ultimate tech, right? If he was building like carriers and void rays and air upgrades, I'd be okay with it. As it is, he's kind of on like a little economy advantage, but he's building lower tier units, only Zealots, Immortals, and Stalkers. So as much as the bigger Protoss here could still swarm over the smaller Terran, I feel like it's a lot closer than Riser thinks it is. Nice scan. Can he get that observer? Gets one of the observers. Takes out a Stalker as well, I think. These tanks are going to creep forward here. He's got to be very careful. That's only 2 battlecruisers and 3 tanks, man. Oh, wait, there's 2 more tanks behind it. They're not siege, though. Ruff, you got a siege. Oh, nice blink forward. Gets 1 tank, gets 2 tanks. Takes a few big tank shots, but I think well worth that trade there for Riser, being as annoying with his Stalkers as he possibly can. But he's got to keep an eye out. He doesn't have cannons in his mineral lines. This Widow Mine drop could do big damage. Charge Zealots are going to be not bad, but look at that. He kind of dodges the units, and he says, okay, Widow Mine drop. Oh, he gets 1 good shot off already, bringing it up to 19 total kills. Can he get some more? Oh! 30 kills? Wait, no, he's not going to get it. Oh my god, he gets out. He gets to the dead space, and he hold positions that medevac there. Ruff is actually butchering Riser's economy, and Riser pops a fatty, gets a little bit of a bit of Protoss excitement, says, oh, screw this, and he's going across. He wants to bust through. We've seen people try to bust through Ruff's planetaries before. It's usually not a good idea. I mean, he's got some Immortals, and the tanks, let's be honest, are very exposed, but there's battlecruisers coming out. Oh, if he catches the BCs, he's gonna catch the BCs. A massive fortuitous move there for Riser. He's got to teleport. Ruff's got to get out. He's got to teleport. Oh my god, I can't believe that got out of there. He's going to have to pull them home to defend though, which is unfortunate. That Widow Mine refilling in the main. The cannon will stop it just before it does manage to fire, unfortunately. But already so many worker kills in this game. 33. And Riser is in trouble. His economy. Oh, the 3 more Widow Mines came in. 40 worker kills. Oh, Riser, you got to build cannons against this shit. You got to build some proper D. Look at that, +3 ship weapons on the way. No armor or plasma shield upgrades. The battle cruisers are going to shred Stalkers faster than Riser has ever experienced before. Riser's kind of like, what the hell, dude? This is some bullshit. He's running back and forwards like a headless chicken. The Stalkers and the Zealots cannot make up their mind. He's like, can you please just extend out to a 4th base so I can kill something? But Ruff here being ever so careful. And he just built 4 command centers. Yes, he did. He realized he was floating a lot of minerals, doing all this fancy Widowmine micro. So he's building 4 command centers. He sees this army on the left-hand side. That command center will go down. He cancels it. Not a big deal. And that's a lot of BCs. Yamato's on the way as well. Oh, man. You know what? He could actually tank 1 Stalker shot as well. So if he boosts in with that, he could still get at least 1 med. Oh, unfortunately goes into the base with the cannon. Does get shot down. More command centers building. Oh, nice snipe there for Riser. Doesn't cost him too much. The problem, once again, though, is like I mentioned, Riser's economy is not good. So 1 more big beating to his economy, and Riser might be out of steam. He's only at 60 probes right now, and those battle cruisers are going to come in. Luckily, this pylon will see them. It'll give him a few seconds of warning. Let's go to Riser's camera and watch a Protoss player shit their pants. He's got a recall right now. He's got a recall. If he does not recall, he's going to lose that base. Oh, man. The cannon disappears. Probes. Lots of probes going down. Oh, man. And you know what? The battle cruisers are going to go up to the dead space, I think, as well. Oh, he's trying to run home. No recall. Oh, Riser is in panic. Let's go back to everyone's camera. Oh, no +3 either. The battle cruiser is like, hey, buddy. Oh, I think Ruff's too deep. Ruff's too deep there. Yeah, I mean, oh, it ends up okay. It ends up okay. Remember, the Stalkers get choked up on the minerals. They can't all stack up. So the battle cruisers are like, hey, look, there's gateways here. You can't blink under me properly. Only a few Stalkers can get in at a time. And he's very happy to fight a few Stalkers at a time. You notice every time they blink forward, these Stalkers disappear really quickly. The second forge goes down as well. Oh, Riser is in a world of hurt here. He's trying to rebuild his probes. His Stalkers are trying to get underneath. But notice he used his blink too early. You got to blink underneath them before they get a chance to retreat. Once they go out to the edge, it's no good, man. And once again, the battle cruisers, notice how he stacks them. So they're all on top. So they're all shooting with the minimum number of Stalkers fighting back. Those gateways getting depowered. And look at this defensive setup. So many tanks, Thors. He's got some Hellbats. Oh, no, he doesn't actually. Sorry, those are just SCVs. The battle cruisers here, just trying to be as annoying as possible. That Reddit point 1, though, is going to go down. Finally, 1 battle cruiser falls. Remember, these are +3 battle cruisers. Each one now in the double digits of kills. 10, 14, and 13. Oh, he does get the Templar Archives, but he loses a BC for it. I think he's better off actually being a bit more efficient with these battle cruisers and chilling out. Now you can see Riser once again is running around. He's got disruptors and he's looking for openings, but he's just not finding anything at all. And oh, Ruff here just with this beautiful defensive play. And Riser goes in and sees just how deep this defense is and realizes he can't do this. Great double disruptor shot outranging the tank. But the battle cruiser's like, hey, there's no anti-air here, buddy. Where's your anti-air at? Where's your anti-air at? Where's your anti-air at? And they're going to chase down a lot of these units. The Stalkers trying to snake their way across the map to get down here. But battle cruisers doing some very nice damage. 6 BCs are out right now. I would love to see Ruff add some armor upgrades, add a bit of tankiness for these. He's got a 4th base now erecting into a planetary. And Ruff, he's got a lot of orbitals here, so he can mule like crazy whenever he gets a base up. But his ground army has not really been growing, right? It's just 4 tanks, 2 Thors. He's building some Widow Mines out of his triple fact. I feel like Ruff's growth behind the battlecruiser harass hasn't really been there. And remember what I said, Riser's a very high level player. He's getting space to go up to Stargate's Fleet Beacon. He's got a 5th base up on the left. He's back up to 67 probes. So Riser's absorbing these punches rather well, but with no cannons and batteries to defend against future BCs or Widowmine drops, it does feel a bit dangerous. He's going to try and take out this base. A few Widowmine shots go off the Disruptors, though. Whoa! The Disruptors cleanse the Thors. The Planetary goes down. That one tank surviving in Reddit points did so much there. But now there's just not enough anti-air. He's trying to warp in a few Stalkers to fight this. I don't think he has enough. Not with the upgrades like this. Look at that. Okay, 1 BC falls. I think Ruff could have teleported that out if he migrated a little bit better. There we go. He's going to teleport one of these to safety, but a lot of Protoss units going down. Look at that. It's a 2-to-1 cost efficiency. This is where Florencio would have just teleported into his base across the map with the BCs, but Ruff, a bit more of a patient Terran player and competing at a little bit of a higher level. He's going to come over onto this left base. He's got to get out. He's got to get out. Oh, Ruff's a bit slow. Oh my god, I can't believe he keeps getting these out. 47 hit points. Madman. Command center up on the right. He's rebuilding that one on the left as well. Remember, he can drop mules like crazy whenever these are up and erect. Ship plating is on the way. I'm getting my wish for those armor upgrades. Riser is like, oh man. It's making DT blink, but I really feel he needs like 85 probes. If he's going to trade like this, I think you can still beat Ruff because he expands so slow. But you've got to have a much bigger economy. And Riser realizing that queues up 5 probes. Oh, he finds a weak spot. Those Widow Mines punish the Stalker forward blink. Where are the battle cruisers? Here they come. There's no tanks though. It's just the BCs on their own. I think they can take that army out, but Ruff being a little bit careful. And I think he's letting himself get pushed back. You know what? If Riser just warps in Zealots and stops that from morphing into a planetary, if he can keep Ruff on 3 bases, Riser is going to buy himself time to get back in this game. I don't think he's really earned that time necessarily, but he's going to try and get it. Prism does realize it's been spotted. And Yamato not quite able to connect on it. Didn't quite get to start channeling it. Plasma Shields is finally on the way. Really needs to get those flyer attack upgrades. Tempests are on the way, which are really good for shooting down BCs from afar. But they're very fragile, and you really want to have those attack upgrades to make sure you do maximum damage. Once again, Riser's economy now 76 probes. It's looking way healthier. And he's going to quickly recall. What's he recalling? Oh, I think he saw the battle cruisers over there maybe, or he knows they're coming. So he's going to try and intercept these battle cruisers. But I mean, you might think 16 Stalkers pretty good. That's 8 battle cruisers with +3. The battle cruisers just look sick. They are smashing these Stalkers. He gets 1 battle cruiser, but he loses like 11, 12 Stalkers there. The battle cruiser is now going to fly into the base, and I think as long as he stays over the dead space, doesn't get too deep, he can fight this. The Immortals and the other units are actually blocking them. The Tempests, okay, going to be the saving grace here. And Ruff, teleport, get out. Oh, he barely dodges those last Tempest shots. So he's only lost 1 battle cruiser in this series of trades, and watch out for Yamato Riser. Oh, only a few Tempests is not enough. One of them survives with 60 hit points, but the rest go down. And once again, those cost-efficient trades continue here for Ruff. Look at that defensive bastion. 2 turrets, 4 mines, 3 tanks, and a planetary. I mean, if you guys ever see this in a game, you go, what breaks that? The answer is nothing. Go around. Don't fight that. Don't fight that. Unless you have the craziest army of all time. Like, just don't. If you got mass carrier, maybe. More turrets trying to go. I think he's going to attack it. I think Rise is going to try and break it. That is not a base you want to fight into, though. That is not a base you want to fight into. And a wise decision to pull back for Rise. Oh, man. Okay. You can tell Rise is a pretty high-class player, guys. He's not bad at all. He's very, very good, but he's trying to rebuild some Tempest. He's broke. He's broke. That's his big problem this whole game, is he just never really has extra money to work with, and he's never found a way to get in and really slow down these bases. I think mass blink DT is one of the best ways to kill planetaries, but Ruff's planetaries have... It's like literally every planetary has a harem of Widow Mines. Just like, it's like this planetary is the only one that isn't supported by other units, and that's because it's between his natural and his third. He's got another planetary going, like the Blink, even Blink DTs would do nothing against this. Yeah, look, he's doing it. He's like, I've seen Blink DTs do well versus planetaries. I always tell people, if you struggle against Blink DTs, 2 Widow Mines and a Liberator on each base, that, and more than 1 missile turret, so if they blink in and snipe the turret, you don't lose detection. And Blink DTs are going to have a much worse time, because that Widow Mine splash, 2 Widow Mine splashes equals a dead DT. So if you have at least 2 Widow Mines, if you have even more than that, DTs are going to have a real bad time. Battle Cruisers once again drive on in and say, hello, how's that economy going for you, mate? I've killed 84 workers. I think the DTs just blinked in, guys, because I see a damaged planetary and all the DTs are gone. Yeah, it was 10 DTs. 10 DTs just went in. So Riser shows his hand with a desperate DT blink in, and it does nothing. Now the Tempest can pick away, but he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get in Yamato range. He doesn't want to get in Yamato range. Oh, only 1 Yamato goes off. I think 1 battlecruiser may have gone down there, but a whole bunch of Stalkers do as well. And Ruff here is going to try and bait them in. He's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to start Yamatoing now. Okay, he's Yamatoing just random Stalkers. Didn't actually Yamato any of the Archons, funnily enough. He's Tempest microing really well. Ruff cornered. Has to teleport home. He's going to have to repair those back up. 3-2 upgrades, though. He's got 13 battle cruisers. He's going to be going for even more. I've got to try this style. Honestly, I got to try a mech. Just survive into mass battle cruiser style. I feel like 3 factory, 2 tech lab, 1 reactor. Take a planetary on your 3rd, planetary on your 4th, and just try to go mass piece. Like, it's such a fun thing to do because you're just sitting there with your defensive static and then you're just running your BCs around. It's almost like if you get to this stage, like, it's so simple, right? Obviously it's hard to get there, but if you get here, you're just like, I click my battle cruiser in, I teleport week 1 home, a Yamato thing, it's fun. It's actually awesome. If you recall Tempest, does the Yamato cannon still hit it? Only if it hits before the recall happens. If you Yamato home the recall, I believe it gets refunded though, the Yamato. I'm not sure. Unless it's midair. Unless it's already midair. When they teleport out. Yeah, you sometimes see mass Tempest first BCs where the battle cruisers all teleport on the Tempest, so the Tempest quickly clump up and recall before they can Yamato. And then you see it happen again where the battle cruisers like close in and then they use a different recall from the mothership rather than the Nexus. It's a really cool one. Oh, Rise has just dropped into the chat, guys. Rise is here watching his most embarrassing game off the ladder. He's like, oh, god damn it. Oh, man. Why are you cursing this pig? No, he's having a laugh. He's having a good time in chat. The battle cruiser orgy, though, dude. 110 workers. And he teleports all to the top right, and he's just going to fly through the other bases. Or is he just securing that base? Oh, so Ruff here. All right, if I get mass turret up, a bunch of Widow Mines underneath, but no tanks. Oh, no, his tanks are trapped. He's accidentally trapped his tanks in the mineral line with the turrets. That's unfortunate. Having 3 tanks behind this would be a game changer. I think it's time to spam Yamatos on Archons, dude. I think it's time to spam Yamatos on Archons. The Void Rays are coming forward, but they're going to get blitzed. And there's not much anti-air behind that. It's just a handful of Stalkers and Tempests. I think the battle cruisers can literally not even A-move, but move command for the win. The only thing more satisfying than 1Aing and taking your hands off the keyboard, it's right-clicking through your opponent's army and then taking your hands of the area. I don't even need to A-move. It moves and shoots at the same time. Indeed, mother trucker. 7 battle cruisers died in this game. 2 Thors, 10 mines, 22 SCVs, 8 tanks, 17 turrets, 2 command centers, and a PF. That's not that many units, is it? Let's look at the overall unit slot. Oh, God. Almost 3 times more efficient. 110 probes, 27 zealots, 7 observers, 3 immortals, 12 archons, 5 tempests, 10 dark templar, 81 stalkers, 2 forgers, 2 Nexi, 9 disruptors, 3 void rays. For some reason, there's 2 different kinds of assimilators. I don't know why. There's 2 assimilators and 4 assimilators. He's like, oh, these are the superior ones. They have the right-shaped cranium. I'm like, okay, buddy. I don't know why we're classifying them separately. Once again, they're Ruff there with ultra patience and some of the best BC harass in the game. GG, well played, mother trucker. Goodbye and good night.